Guest Sixer is probably the most confusing killer currently out of all three in Terror Realm. A lot of people tend to play him as if he's just a trapper, but that actually isn't the case. But it's okay, because in this video, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about playing Guest Sixer. So without wasting any more of you guys' time, let's go ahead and go over Guest Sixer's base moveset. Alright, just like the other two killers, firstly we have to talk about Guest Sixer's passives. He actually has two passives. First off is his Dominion, and second is Sinborn. First off, Sinborn is a status effect that can be applied to survivors if you hit them with Guest Sixer. Whenever you inflict someone with Sinborn, if that survivor goes near any other survivors, that survivor near them will take 1 damage per second, giving them Sinborn also. This works into his second passive, Dominion. What Dominion does is if a survivor dies with Sinborn, they will become a zombie and attack other survivors. Now, moving on to his moveset, his M1s do 18 damage normally, but if they are afflicted with Sinborn, it will do 25 damage with a cooldown of 2 seconds. His next ability is Unsought Insignia. This is his trap ability, and he can place a maximum of 4 of these around the entire map at a time. Think of these as tripwire mines from Outcome Memories, but instead of 10, he only has 4. His next ability is called Omnipresence, and this is probably his most confusing ability that a lot of people get mixed up on. This ability allows him to place down an eye anywhere on the map. He can place down 3 of these eyes at once. These eyes act as teleporters. You can teleport to any of the 3 eyes whenever you want. And if a survivor is nearby one of the eyes and you teleport to it, they will get ragdolled and yanked towards it. And you also gain a speed boost for 3 seconds once teleporting to an eye. Now his final move is called Prosecution. This move makes Guest Sixer enter a flying state where his walk speed is increased to 40, and during this state he cannot be stunned at all, so you are immune. But when you get put into this state, your M1 gets replaced with a different move, meaning that the next time you left click, you will throw a projectile directly in front of you, and if this projectile lands, you will put the survivor in a minigame where both of you have to click A and D to win. If they win, they escape the grab rent free, but if you win, you put them in a grab animation dealing 45 damage. A little bit reminiscent of 2011X's grab from Outcome Memories. But you know what, let me stop comparing everything to Outcome Memories. The game's cancelled anyways, rest in peace OM. But now that we've gone over all of the abilities, let's move on to tips and tricks on how to use each and every single one of the abilities to their best ability. Alright, for tips for this character just in general, make sure to set up at the start of the game, meaning place your traps in your eyes in common walking spots. And also, remember where you place your eyes and if a survivor is going towards it so that you can teleport there. One of the main things about this killer is that instead of being a trapper, he's actually a resource management killer, meaning that you have to manage your traps and eyes very sparingly. And the last tip for him just in general is make sure if you can to try to kill your opponents with the Sinborn status effect so that you can spawn minions out of their dead bodies. Alright, now moving on to tips about the abilities. First off, we have his Unsought Insignia. This is his trap move. People can actually deactivate these traps, but they can only deactivate the traps if you are close to them, meaning that traps you place that are far away from you, you don't have to worry about them being disabled, because if you're not close to it, they will just auto explode if they try to deactivate it, meaning that a survivor has to choose between you or deactivating a trap when you're close to them. So they will be distracted deactivating a trap, and you can use that to get free hits since you have to literally be close to them anyways for them to do it. This move also gives you iframes when placing the traps, so use it to avoid stuns. Another thing I like to do is if I see I'm about to walk over a Rocketeer mine, I'll just go ahead and place a trap right there, since you might as well since you're gonna get slowed anyways. Now next is tips on his Omnipresence ability. This is his eye ability. This move is actually insanely OP because it gives you speed upon teleporting to one. So even if a survivor isn't necessarily right next to the eye, you can teleport to the eye, take that speed boost and catch up to the survivor, meaning that this is basically free hits. So make sure if you ever have any spare eyes, place them somewhere. They are super useful. Now, on to tips about his last ability, Prosecution. This is the grab move. Always use this move if you need to catch up to a survivor because it increases your speed to 40. It's also very ideal to use this move in hallways since it makes it way easier to land since the projectile goes right in front of you. And this move is also free in vulnerability frames, so use it to avoid stunts. And if you ever end up using the grab, try not to get the survivor stuck in between a wall, because if you do, you won't be able to pull them in because a wall will just block you two off, letting them go for free. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my tips on Guest Sixer. As you can see, he's extremely resourceful and extremely powerful if you use him right. But a lot of people get confused because he is a lot to take in if you don't actually read the abilities. But with that, that will conclude my final guide on the final killer currently within Terror Room. So with that being said, I hope you boys and girls really enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Easy work, easy work, get that work.